I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, May the 8th, brought to you in part by Zactran. BRD steals pounds, Zactran pounds back. Manage the risk of respiratory disease in your herd with Zactran. Remember to observe the 35-day withdrawal period after treatment. For more information, go to Zactran.com or visit with your BI representative. Limit up 2 days in a row. This is unbelievable, and we've just been talking here the last several sessions how we hadn't seen limit moves in your cattle futures for actually a few weeks here. We did there starting out on your COVID-19 deal. It was just running wild and crazy, but here the last many days we've just been kind of trading in the middle there somewhere, although without a whole lot of support. But I tell you what, these investigations are starting to hit home, and the DOJ is calling around, seeing what's going on, seeing which packers are participating, what's going on. They're seeing the big disparity between box beef cutout values and what the price of finished cattle are. They're seeing that the packers are doubling their money or better on these cattle that they're buying compared to what they're selling the product for. And the heat's starting to come. It's getting hot in the kitchen, guys. And I tell you what, these packers are starting to feel the heat, and they're starting to respond in a positive manner by handing out better prices for these cattle. They wouldn't have to if they weren't gouging so bad and didn't feel so guilty about what they were doing, but they're having to give more money because it's putting them in a better light and showing that they're maybe trying a little bit, even though they're still making well over $2,000 a head on these fat cattle that they're buying. But the 30-14 deal, we've talked a lot about it, and you guys have got a lot of questions about it. Why don't you make plans to visit with us or send in questions there's a Zoom meeting. It's also going to be on Facebook Live and on the YouTube channel of U.S. Cattlemen's Association, and it's all about the 30-14 deal. I'm going to be on there with the Vice President of U.S. Cattlemen's Association, Justin Tupper. Could be some other guys on there too. We're going to be answering prepared questions for that, and then they can send more questions in. And talking all about the 30-14, how we think it will work, how we think it'll help the industry. In fact, I think it'll save the industry if you're asking me about it. But I tell you what, it should be a pretty good deal. It starts at 6 o'clock Mountain, 7 o'clock Central Time here on Friday evening. So be sure to get in and watch that. Let's look at the board already, because I've got a sale here in Oklahoma City. 5L Red Angus. We're having it just an online sale only. Going to be holding it at the Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association boardroom there, but looking forward to Jim Birdwell there and Greg Comstock, and we're going to have that sale. Not a lot of us going to be there, but you guys get online and bid for those good Red Angus cattle. But it looks the board for Thursday, June live cattle futures up $4.50 at $93.97. August also up the limit $4.50. That's extended limits, because remember they were up $3 on Wednesday, but up $4.50 with August contracts settling at $99.95. You go on out front from there, they were down 17 cents on your farthest out October 2021, but the highest was up the limit also, and that was October 2020. So suddenly getting a lot of pizzazz back in the market here, when there's really fundamentally not a lot of things to look forward to other than just the scare of the DOJ. And a lot of you guys say we can't let the government get involved in our cattle business, and we can't have them mandating the minimum requirement of cash sales and all this stuff. Well, you guys are more than happy to take the handouts that they're willing to give you. Everybody's getting interested in this set-aside program, and everybody's interested in the government investigation. So I guess we're going to have a little bit of government involvement here when we don't have fair market practices. So you guys are just going to have to get used to it, and sometimes we have to have it. But May feeder cattle contracts up 6.17. Wow, all the way up to 130.27. And we've had good demand for your feeder cattle, and it's just unbelievable how a few extra dollars on your fats when we're still backlogged like crazy is really pepping up your feeder cattle market. August feeder cattle contracts up $5.40 at 138.15. Going out from there up 345 to up 507 on your far out feeder cattle contracts. A little bit more fat cattle trade, not as high as it was on Wednesday, but on Thursday I had a little bit more in the Midwest and the Northern Plains. Iowa had about 1,100 head, all at 155, and that was mostly from Greater Omaha. Nebraska about 1,000 head, $95 live, and that's the best that Nebraska had on a live basis was 95 when they're establishing the market at 110 down in the Southern Plains. So that's kind of interesting. But dress sales in Nebraska 150 to 155, and if you remember on Wednesday we had some regional packers coming in there and paying as much as $180 dressed for fat cattle there. But box beef cutout values higher again, but you know, if it's not $30 or $40 daily move, we don't think it's too much. It was only a little over $9 and then almost $17 on select, so that's just minimal movement there. But of course continues higher, and I tell you what, these packers, they got gall. They just keep charging more and keep gouging and gouging these retailers because they know we're short of product, and they know how desperate these retailers are to keep product in their shelves. But choice cuts on Thursday afternoon, 458.54, up $9.36 compared to Wednesday. Your select cuts 448.57, up 16.61. That's a choice select spread of just under $10, and 95 loads of cuts, grinds, and trimmings, which is the least that we've seen all week, but still pretty decent movement for one day there. Your slaughter so far for the week through Thursday, 323,000. That's 22,000 more than last week. So that's significant that we are starting to go back the right direction, but still 154,000 less harvested cattle than the same week a year ago. Let's talk about your feeder cattle market. Your real-time index on DV auction ended the day or late on Thursday at 124.22, up 64 cents there. Look at your big sales on Thursday. Winter livestock in Pratt, Kansas, 4,200 head there, sharply higher. And I talked to several guys in the auctions on Thursday. I mean, you just noticed it immediately. But feeder steers, $4 to $5 higher. Spots on some of your best weights of feeder steers, right in there around 800 pounds, $12 to $14 higher. Feeder heifers, $10 to $12 higher. Calves were not well tested. Farmers and Ranchers Livestock, Salina, Kansas, they didn't have the report out when I recorded this, but I did pull this one impressive quote off of Cattle Market Central there. 54 head, 831 pound steers bring 131.75. They had a big, not a big sale, but a good video auction out in California at Western Video Market there, and I failed to warn you guys about it, but you guys that buy regularly know about when they're going to come up. But man, did they have some high prices on that Western Video Market, and especially on the program cattle, which you would expect. But it seemed like the premiums on the program cattle were more than normal. I mean, and they just launched from your regular price ranges there. But look at these Gilliland livestock steers here out of Dixon, California. 150 of these light yearling steers there weigh 650 pounds. They're going to deliver the last half of May there. They're all natural, got all the bells and whistles and everything. And for this 150 head of 650 pound steers, $180. Wow, like nothing ever happened. How about Mocan Livestock, Butler, Missouri? Jim Herzog and Sons right there. 114 head of steers, weighed 813 at $129 through the ring right there at Mocan Livestock Market. How about go on south and east from there in Missouri? Mid-Missouri Stockyards. They call it Phillipsburg, but it's pretty much Lebanon, Missouri right there. But Mid-Missouri Stockyards, 64 head, 815 pound steers, bring 128.75. But probably the most impressive quote that I saw on straight up commodity cattle there was at El Dorado, Kansas, El Dorado livestock auction. 124 head, 842 pound steers, bring $129. And that's your feeder flash for Friday.